Hey everyone, today we're going to be working with even and odd numbers, which falls into our multiplication unit and ideas. Our learning target is 2.OA.C.3, and it says I can determine whether a group of objects up to 20 has an odd or even number of members. By pairing objects or counting them by twos, write an equation to express an even number as a sum of two equal addends. And we're going to dissect this target as we talk today. So, first of all, what are even and odd numbers? So let's look at even numbers first. Even numbers, when we're looking at a group of objects, each object has makes a pair, or it has a buddy. That's how I kind of like to think about it when we're with second graders. So let me draw and represent an even number. So let's represent the number 4. I'm going to represent the number 4 with some dots. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we know a number is even if each of these dots is going to have make a pair. A pair has two objects in it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to circle them. I'm going to circle two objects together to make a pair. So there's 2 and there's 2. And notice there are no dots left over. If there are no dots left over when you're making your pairs or making your groups of 2, then it is even. Okay? Even numbers, we're just going to find, is when we look at even numbers, we are adding two equal groups together. There are no extras in our equal groups. And I'll show you an example of that, but I just want to put that idea in your head. So if we were looking at 4, we would have 2 plus 2 equals 4. Okay? And 4 is even because you can make two groups of 2. Let's look at odd numbers. In odd numbers, we have one object that does not have a buddy, or it doesn't make a pair. So let's look at the number 5. So I'm going to make 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, to just get going to see if it's even or odd, I'm just going to start circling pairs of 2 and see if we end up with one left over. So there's one group of 2, so that has a buddy. These 2 have a friend, have a buddy. Oh, this poor little one doesn't have a buddy, so we know that is an odd number. That is an odd number. There's always going to be one object in your number that is left out when represented with dots, or it could be a like smiley faces or X's or anything like that. And I'm going to show you some examples of that. So that's just a little bit of an intro. So now let's practice. So we're going to determine if this image, this representation if this picture represents an even number or an odd number. So what's our strategy? We're just going to start finding pairs. So I'm going to circle groups of 2. There's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, and then there's one left over. So this is going to be an odd number. Now let's count and see what number this picture represents. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then one more is 11. So this number is 11. And now 11 is an odd number because it has this one little friend over here that does not have a buddy. Does not make a pair. Let's look at this one. Again, we're going to circle groups of 2, make groups of 2 until we get to the end of our picture, and we're going to see if there are any left over or if they all have a buddy. So let's make groups. Let's see if we can make some groups of 2. So there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2 there. All right, so what do you think? Is it even or is it odd? Are there any dots that don't have a buddy? Hopefully you're saying no, because they all have a buddy. So this number is even. Now what number is this? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This number is 12. Now, since we know that it's even, we can, our learning target told us that even numbers are the sum of two equal add-ins. So remember, add-ins are the numbers that we add together to get our sum. Our sum is 12 because that's the total number of objects that we have. Now, we need to figure out what two numbers can we add together, and their numbers are going to be the same. They're going to be equal. So what plus what is the same number and it equals 12? Well, I kind of see two big groups here. So let's look at this. So there's a group there and a group there. How many objects are in each of those groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can say 6 plus 6 equals 12. We could also add 2 together. It's like I skip counted by 2 to get 12, but they really want, the target wants us to understand that the sum of 2 equal here does not have to be even. I'm going to show you an example of that in just a second. Equal does not have to be even. But sum of 2 equal add-ins. Equal means that the same amount is represented in each group on both sides of an equation, or equal in each group. It means the same amount. Now, what happens if let me erase this really quickly. What if I added a dot here and a dot here? Let's see how many are each of our dots going to have a pair. There's pair there, pair there, pair there, pair there, pair there, and then we have a pair. So we had 12 and I added 2 more dots, so that number is going to be 14. Now, our target says that even numbers are the sum of 2 equal add-ins. Now, let's look at this. I'm going to draw my dots back in. See how I arrange this? 2 equal add-ins means we have to have 2 equal groups. So I'm going to split our last pair. It's still even, but we're going to make 2 equal add-ins. Now let's count and see how many dots are in each group now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These two are equal, right? 7 is equal to 7. Yes. So we have equal add-ins. 7 plus 7 equals 14. To make our equal add-ins, I just split this one pair into different groups. One went up here and one went down here to make our equal, same amount, represented add-ins to get our even number. That's kind of a big idea, and we will practice this, but I just wanted to show you that it could work where the number in each group that you're adding together might be odd, because 7 is an odd number. All right, let's look at this one. We have, let's find our pairs and see if it's even or odd. So there's 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Awesome. So it is an even number since every object has a buddy, has a pair. So let's see what our number is. I'm going to skip count this one. So 2, 4, 6. Our number is 6. So 6 is even. Now let's find our equal add-ins. So I'm going to erase this. We know it's even. So we're going to find our equal groups to prove that an even number is the sum of equal add-ins. So let's find two equal groups. There's an equal group, and there's an equal group. So we wanted to find two equal groups. So these are going to be our add-ins. How many smiley faces are in each group? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you know that 6 is the sum for 3 plus 3, and 3 are equal. So just a little hopefully review. I think you all did some of even and odd in first grade, but we're just going to keep practicing and use it for our multiplication unit.